Good evening, folks. How is everyone? As always, I hope you're doing well. You know you're my people and I love you. Always want you to be the big three, my friends. Welcome to another drink along. Tonight we are going to take a look at a local beer to me. This is Santan-Brewing Company. Their Moon Juice Galactic IPA. Moon Juice Galactic IPA. Well, let's get ready for blast off then. She is going to run 7.3 for the ABV, 65 are the IBUs. The hops are going to be Galaxy and Nelson Sauvin. The wheat is the malts are two-row Munich wheat and Vienna. The yeast is American ale yeast. And that's everything they gave us. I'm sorry there are no tunes tonight. It is the busy season. I'm just too busy to get everything knocked together. So let's do the crack. And we'll do the pour. This is a big old bomber can, by the way. I don't have little tiny Donald Trump hands. I have giant normal man hands. And we'll get a temp and an SRM. Let's see what's going on here. I will take this can and put it inside so that it warms up, because it is currently about 52 degrees out. So far nice. She's pretty. Nice white creamy head. Looks interesting so far. The notes told us that we were looking at peach, apricot, and tropical fruit. So we will find out if there's peach and apricot and tropical fruit when we get down to business. But first, make like the aliens and probe it. We are looking at a temperature of, we're going to be right in that sweet spot where they like us to believe we should drink our beer. 46. Gentleman always carries a hanky, pocket knife. And for the olden days, they would say a piece of cordage, but I don't know anyone who carries cordage anymore. Let's get that sniffer in there. It's Biden time. Let's see what's going on. Nice. It's a subdued nose, but again, it's cold. But I definitely get the fruits, and yeah, we're not leaning towards citrus, we're leaning towards stone. I like stone fruits in my beer, so. You know what that means, my friends? Is this pretty? Oh, we got an SRM this. What am I thinking? What am I thinking? Oh, I'm an old slacker. Gar, I should have Sancho out here so you can do the pirate voice. Gar, old slacker. Arr. Pretty beer. Really, really nice color. That gold and yellow. Probably can't see it on here. There you go. You can see it effervesce up, which is always nice. I know the runner said he liked it. It works better with the dark beers in the muffin top. It's the size of the stem. So let's call this an 8. She's pretty beautiful gold beer. She's starting to lace for us, which is always nice. Well, looks like a couple of mastodons going head to head. Although I don't have glasses on, so don't quote me. I don't know what the hell that is. Remember, I'm reading the side that's towards you. Slip of the tongue. Nice mouthfeel. Intradentals, all a soft palate. Half the tongue. dirty, fruity. Heads right into the back. She hits the back of the throat. She's not overly bittered, so she doesn't hit like a 65. Actually kind of tasty. I'm glad she's not super piney, because I hate piney beers, but I just grab whatever off the shelf and we get what we get. So yeah, really nice. So all soft palate and intradental. Nothing buccal, nothing extradental, nothing sublingual. About front third of the tongue, to be fair. Not overly bittered. I wouldn't have guessed her for a 65. Fruity, but no real flavor progression at this temperature. So all the fruit you're getting is just a mashup, a melange of all the fruits together, like fruit punch. So far, she's pretty tasty, but she's also cold. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to pause. We're going to warm her up. We're going to work her through the gradients, and we will be right back. All right, my friends, we started at 46. 52. It bounces. Depends where you put the probe in the glass. It's a pain in the ass. 52 was the reading I got. So there's our 6. Let's see what we have had in the way of change in our brew. Button time. The nose hasn't really pushed forward, which is kind of surprising. I thought now that she'd warmed up, she'd blossomed a little more. Excuse me. She's still fruit. She's still stone fruit. She's actually sweeter and leaning more towards, I would say, peach than apricot at the moment, or apricot, whatever makes you happy. All right. Slip of the tongue. She's gotten smoother and silkier. She's still dirty, but she's cleaned up a little on the back end. Now the bitterness is starting to kick in. So she's moved into like a medium range. Again, the fruits are just blended, so you get the fruits. But for a 65, she sure as hell doesn't drink like one, which is kind of surprising. Again, I'm a wimp, if you will. I top out at about 40. I don't really enjoy overly bittered beer. But if you craft them well, and with intent, which obviously they did here, you can, you know, I told the story of the one out of Idaho that does the dog beers at like a 95 or 105 IBU beer, and she was like, you want to taste it? And I was like, no, I'm not into masochism. She goes, just try it. And they had tempered, like it was a 95 or 105. Would have never known. It's a beautiful beer. I don't remember the name of the company, but they were out of Idaho, and all their beers were dog beers, if I remember correctly. It was like 10 years ago, man. I'd like to track them back down again. Nice. So she has contracted a little. We're not getting that full mouthfeel. And I mean, at this, maybe felt a third of the mouth anyway. It was all soft palate and intradental, nothing extra, nothing sub, nothing buccal. But now she's kind of retracted down to where she's really just in that soft palate range. But that's not detracting from it. Dude, she's really, really solid. I was kind of iffy on this, but you know, locals represent, right? No, not Heil hit, not 1488 for bats. Always much love, my friends. Representing. Yeah, no, she's really, really good. We're going to wait for the one inside to warm up, and then we'll take a look at that. Hopefully we'll have that up in the 60s, maybe 62 range. Because, let's face it, that's about where the beer is at the bottom of your glass. So, let's see if the first tastes as good as the last. Be right back. If I can get the camera to stop. Alrighty, my friends, we are back to let you know we really shake them down. And that would be a boomer reference, and if you don't get it, well, that's because your ass ain't a boomer. We are looking at... Come on, fucktard, you were 62 inside. Oh, I got 63. Oh, no, dudes. I mean, cool. The digital is awesome and so cool. And no. Anyway, she is at 63. She is actually in a beer glass. This is those little tiny tasters we have that will work well for the style because it's shaped like an IPA glass, although the stem's a wee bit short. So sometimes you have to fucking suffer. What are you gonna do? Shit happens. Skull. Well, not Skull. Biden time. Let's get that sniffer in there. You know what? She's gotten a little fruitier. Again, I can't separate out the stones in the fruit, but she's actually got a nice stone fruit nose, and she's well outside the approved temperature range. So, slip of the tongue, my friends, see what's going on. All right, so she's way over temp, right? Fast, quick. The flavor profile is basically gone. Dirty. Pick a little bit of it up on the back end, but even the IBUs have basically disappeared at this point. Now, to be fair, that looks like a giant shrimp attacking Japan. Giant shrimp attacking, well, something, but I'm just going to say Japan since they do the monster movies. And, I don't know, maybe it's a giant two-headed shrimp. So the flavor profile is pretty much died out here. You're not getting that pop of the fruit. She is designed to be imbibed at the lower temperature range and still even up into the 50s. Tasty. Now, dying off. So, good to the last drop? No. Hey, not horrible. I'd finish my beer, which I intend to do. She really does need to be consumed in that lower temperature range, and that's happened on the last couple of beers we've had, where they have been specifically brewed to be imbibed in the approved 44 to 48, which, if you've been here before, really, with something like this, she's an 8. She's really light. Kind of makes sense. The stouts and stuff, though, that we're drinking that really need to be drunk cold. Odd. don't get me wrong. They're working. They're crafted right for the temperature zone, but not what I usually expect from the stouts. So odd, interesting, and not bad, but just odd. So for this particular beer, what shall we say? Well, would I drink this beer again? Yes, I like this beer. Would I buy this beer again? The I don't know, bomber cans inside. So it was like 2 bomber cans for $8. If I was on my way home and I wanted to have a couple of beers, sure, I'd buy this again. Try it on tap. Is there anything batshit, man? Oh, see? Harley Quinn. Is there anything batshit, man, the Neil deGrasse Tyson of beer wouldn't tap? We'll find out later on. If you handed this to me out of the cooler, what would I say? I'd say thank you very much. This is a drinkable beer. I had to tell you, I didn't have a lot of expectations for this, but they did it really, really nice. Marketing could have been better. No, really, really solid brew and local. So, good for the style. Very good for the style. Interesting flavor progression? Not really, but a really solid flavor. The stone fruit really worked well with this. But I like it. Is there things I could take off? Yeah, no, not really. 5. Galactic IPA. Not just any IPA. A Galactic IPA. 5. Go figure. There's just nothing to knock points off for. It's a solid beer. Not my favorite style, don't get me wrong. I do tend to lean more towards the juicies, and she's not a juicy. But for just a base overall IPA, she's really, really good. What can I tell you? Thanks for coming by. Put some eyeballs on here. You know you're my people. I love you. My friends, I always want you to be the big 3. I want you healthy. I want you happy. I want you safe, honorable, dutiful, vigilant, gray man, head on a swivel. Really, take a good fucking look around. Hot and handy. Comes with its own fucking list of shit you need to be compliant with, but that's on you. Which I have to say because lawyers exist, and, well, we're not going to go there, but you can infer. I'll catch you on the next one, my friends. YouTubians, we're out of here. I will see you next time, but we can't have a discussion because screw to. So, come join us on the other channels if you want to see the rest of this, where I will currently expound. If not, well, I'll catch you next time, but thanks for coming by. Love you fuckers. Skull.